OpenAI just unveiled three major announcements. Let's break them down in a quick presentation so you can quickly understand what was announced.
OpenAI just dropped three absolute bombshell announcements: a massive new flagship model, a totally redesigned productivity experience, and a next-generation voice interface. But honestly, what makes this so fascinating isn't just the individual pieces. It's how these pieces literally lock together to transform ChatGPT from a simple conversational tool into a complete, intelligent work platform. In this explainer, we're going to break down exactly how this evolution happened, and more importantly, what it means for your daily workflow. So here's our blueprint for today. 1. Chatbot to platform. 2. GPT-5.6, the intelligence engine. 3. ChatGPT Work, your AI coworker. 4. GPT Live, natural voice AI. And 5. The unified AI vision. Let's dive right in. Section 1. Chatbot to platform, redefining ChatGPT. I want you to think about your own daily habits for a second. Be honest, do you still view ChatGPT as just a chatbot? Like, is it still just that helpful little text box you use to answer simple questions or maybe draft up a quick email? Because if it is, that mental model is about to be completely upended. We are officially waving goodbye to the old era of the conversational AI chatbot. You know, the era defined by one-off prompts. You ask a question, you get an answer, you move on. And if you needed something complex, you kind of had to break it down into 20 tiny pieces and manually stitch the whole thing together yourself. Well, welcome to the new era, a complete, intelligent work platform. We are entering an age where AI acts way more like a comprehensive operating system for knowledge work. It's now capable of reasoning through massive, multi-day tasks without losing the thread and without needing you to hold its hand every single step of the way. Moving on to Section 2, GPT-5.6, the intelligence engine, and really the foundation of this entire ecosystem. OpenAI has fundamentally shifted their strategy here, and it's super interesting. The old goal in the AI space was basically just chasing benchmark scores, right? It was like cramming for standardized tests just to get an A+ and prove you had the smartest model on paper. But let's be real, in the actual working world, a high test score means absolutely nothing if the AI starts hallucinating critical data halfway through a project. So the new goal? Real-world reliability. GPT-5.6 is built specifically for deep reasoning and multi-step projects. Think complex software development or executing massive agent workflows. It's designed to ensure it won't lose context or just start inventing facts, even during a really long, highly technical interaction. And this new engine isn't just one monolithic model anymore, it's a scalable family lineup. We've got GPT 5.6, Sol, Terra, and Luna. This tiered approach is brilliant because it lets developers and enterprises perfectly balance their exact needs. Need lightning-fast, super cost-effective responses for a customer service bot? You go with Sol. Doing some heavy data analysis? Terra is your perfect middle ground. But if you're running a massive, complex enterprise agent that requires the absolute highest level of logic, you bring in the heavy hitter, Luna. It lets you match the brain power exactly to what your specific workload demands. So, the crucial takeaway here is that GPT 5.6 is far more than just a smarter chatbot. It's the core intelligence engine. It's the raw processing power under the hood that makes everything else we're about to talk about actually possible. Which brings us to Section 3, ChatGPT Work, your AI coworker. Let's take a look at this new productivity workspace. Guys, this is no longer just an assistant. We're talking about an autonomous coworker. Instead of stopping dead in its tracks after a single prompt, ChatGPT Work actually makes decisions and executes workflows across different applications. You can hand it a high-level objective, and it will independently go out and research web topics, analyze your massive document collections, build out spreadsheets, and even write the software needed to connect the whole shebang. It literally coordinates the entire multi-step project for you. Just imagine casually telling your AI, hey, put together a market analysis on renewable energy trends, build a slide deck, and create a tracking sheet for the data. And then you just let it run. For the software engineers tuning in, this next part is absolutely massive. Codex, which is OpenAI's dedicated AI programming model, is now natively integrated directly into ChatGPT. Before this, if you wanted specialized coding capabilities, you had to juggle completely separate products. You'd have one window open for your general brainstorming, another for code generation, maybe a third for your docs. It was a mess. Now, those tools are merged right into the main app. Coding isn't treated as this isolated, separate experience anymore. It's just a native, built-in skill of your AI coworker. Think about how incredibly seamless this makes your workflow. You can kick off a project doing deep research, then fluidly transition into having the AI write the code based on that exact research, debug the inevitable errors together in real time, and finally generate all the deployment documentation. You're moving all the way from a rough idea to a fully deployed project without ever leaving a single highly capable workspace. It's pretty wild. All right, Section 4, GPT Live, Natural Voice AI. Let's talk about the next generation interface. The core breakthrough here is simultaneous listening and speaking. No more turn-taking. We all know that awkward, painful feeling of talking to an AI where you have to wait in total silence for it to finish its thought, or you're frantically mashing a button trying to cut it off. Well, that rigid walkie-talkie style restriction is completely gone. This finally bridges the gap between talking to a machine and having a fluid, natural conversation with a real human. Because they've drastically lowered the response latency, natural interruptions are finally a thing. If you're brainstorming a project or maybe learning a new language or even coding hands-free while pacing around your office, you can interject and change direction mid-sentence. You can literally just say, "Wait, actually, no, let's try a different approach," and the AI adapts instantly. Combine that with improved contextual voice awareness and much more natural pacing, and the AI actually stays perfectly in rhythm with your own speaking style. And finally, Section 5. The unified AI vision, putting it all together. If we use a basic computer architecture metaphor here, you can see exactly how these three massive announcements perfectly interlock. GPT 5.6 is playing the role of the intelligence engine. It's the processor crunching all that complex logic. Then you have ChatGPT Work, which acts as the operating platform, the actual software environment where your multi-step tasks happen. And finally, GPT Live is the natural interface, the intuitive way that you, the human, communicate with the whole setup. Together, they form one complete, unified operating environment. Which leads us to this realization. OpenAI is making ChatGPT the central hub for nearly every kind of knowledge work. They aren't just building smarter language models anymore. By consolidating everything under one roof, they are creating a single workspace where you can think, create, write, code, and collaborate. Instead of asking you to juggle a dozen different specialized tools, they're bringing the entire future of productivity into one cohesive interface. So I want to leave you with this thought. As AI transitions from a simple, basic tool to an actual autonomous coworker, how is your daily workflow going to change tomorrow? Seriously, take a look at your own desk and your upcoming projects. What multi-step, complex tasks are you ready to just hand over to this new unified ecosystem? The era of the simple chatbot is officially over. The era of the intelligent work platform has arrived. Keep learning, keep exploring, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.